Hey guys, we are back. Thank you so much for joining Sisters Unedited. I am here with my lovely sisters, and I would not want to be anyplace else on this Tuesday. I am Kimberly Lindsay, and I am here with my sisters, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Cassandra Wilson. I'm here with my sister.
I am Tara Porter, and I'm here with my sisters.
I am Shamika Wicked Nicholson. How you doing?
Well, now that, I'm glad you went last. No one could have followed that. That was awesome.
As you see, we have a ball here on the set. We have really good relationships, and if you can see the commercials, oh my God.
If you were, maybe we should do another live. No live.
We will.
We will.
Just
There will be no impromptu scratching.
Okay.
Well, listen.
Good.
Today we want to talk about the 80-20 rule.
Mm.
So, and the 80-20 rule can be applied to relationships, any relationship, and business relationships. So, in case you don't know what 80-20 is,
You better
I was gonna
explain.
ask, is that anything like the 3-second rule?
Pick it up. If you dropped your chicken wing on the ground, kiss it up to God. I don't
3
care.
seconds is good.
and
20
that's
seconds.
the 3-second rule. But what we're
Separate.
talking about
Okay.
is 80-20. And
Let
then
me
that
know.
is if you have a fairly healthy relationship and you have 80% of what it is that you want out of your partner. They're good with everything, but maybe they're not an athlete, or maybe they're not good at discussing their feelings. But everything else, you're pretty happy with. So you have 80% of what you desire in your mate.
Someone told me.
Or-
Someone told me that they had 100% of what they wanted
Me,
in their
me,
husband. So
me.
I don't know what she can contribute to this show today.
Not much.
That's probably why she only
Because-
knows about the 3-second rule, not the
That's right.
80-20.
You know what? Doggone
Now
it.
y'all
You got a
gonna
really
mess.
good package.
Y'all gonna mess around and get salmonella poison and eat stuff off the damn floor. Stop doing that.
Not y'all.
Uh-uh.
The
They're
girl.
nasty.
Well, but
Oh,
when
wait
she's
a
praying,
minute.
she
Wait,
said she
wait.
gets it up to God.
I sure did all the time. That's why I'm still
God
married.
give you common sense and tell you drop it on that
Ooh,
floor.
that one went.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. What you
Uh-uh, we're
say?
going to bring it on back. Kim,
I'm sorry,
where were we?
Kim.
80.
So the
That's
80-20
for the married
rule.
people.
I was talking about the flow and the food.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Commercial break.
you missed that. So, has anyone experienced having 80% of what they want and giving it up
You know
for the
what?
20,
You know
or
what? I feel
or did you
like-
have 20?
I had
I feel
20.
like
You
I
had 20?
I had 20 twice.
I feel like this is what I had. I feel like I had 80%. Okay, so here's the deal. So like 80% of what you
I'm telling
want
the
in
truth.
life, right, and 20% of what you don't want. I feel like I had 80% of what I like, but the 20% was all of the worst stuff on the list that I didn't want.
So it
Like,
kind of
so it
overshadowed
was
the
more
80.
like 85-72, and 72 was the good stuff
What is
once the
that
weight
man?
got over.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, because it was more than 80% bad.
Why you have 85 and
Well,
72?
it doesn't have to. Who said it was 100%?
Are you doing geometry? You doing
Listen.
angles?
20 equals 100.
I'll let
Anyway,
them keep talking.
I think that you
It was a
understand-
bad situation, whatever.
Right, I think you understood what I was
She's doing
saying.
geometry.
So here's the thing, like when you do, if you do 80-20, like how do you decide? I think it matters where you are though. Like what if you're, okay, so the difference between say a 25-year-old
Supposed to
chick
be
looking for
75
You
and
tried-
25.
She confused now,
No,
confused her.
I'm absolutely not. I'm saying when you're looking at your 80-20 list, okay, you're writing out your stuff that you want and your stuff that you don't. I wonder how different the list looks. I'm sure it's very different. A 25-year-old chick's list versus say a 46.75-year-old.
But regardless of how the list looks, it still weighs
I'm
the
just saying
same.
that I just would like to see the difference personally because I'm sure it's very different. But
Oh,
yeah,
it
it
is.
definitely weighs the
It's-
same.
First of all, at
definitely
20, I don't even
What?
think they know how to make a
At 20,
list.
they-
Right,
It's
because is
what
there
you want,
even
a
a
purse?
list?
She wants a
He gets
purse.
my hair did.
My nails.
My hair did, my nails did, and some to eat.
And you happy? Yeah.
And that's 100% for her.
I was giving it 80. I was gonna make
he
his
the
baby
man.
mama
He the
situation
bomb.
I was gonna make his baby mama situation the 20%.
Oh.
That's
But he
typical.
buy me purses and get my hair did, so, and not hers. So he 100.
You know what I'm telling everybody? Put some respect on it.
Put some
some
respect
respect
on
on
it.
And that could be in that 20% thing. That's part of the part we don't like. The lack of respect.
Well, we are always looking for, well, some people are always looking for the next best thing.
I got my best thing right
And
now.
you are a
God.
very lucky
We
girl.
so
Sick
sick.
of her and Tony.
I'm
So
so
one
happy
out of-
for
One
you.
out of three of us
I'm not a
is there.
hater. I'm a
So-
congratulator.
Right.
I already
And
congratulated her.
I want that.
I'm feeling
Okay.
hateful right
Yeah.
now. I'm just gonna say
I
it.
want that.
I'm just green right now, okay? Color me green. Within.
Cassandra, you gotta put up your
I
gang
can say it.
signs.
Well, I was
around
putting
here.
up
Yeah,
both
right.
hands.
Bam.
Boom.
Ooh, let them know. Let them
Go,
know.
Tony.
I'm
Listen,
married on the
in
left
case
and
you-
the right.
In case you didn't understand, bam.
I'm married on the left and the right.
Left and
And
right.
real married, deep
like
in that thing.
But
Left and the
With
right.
your verbiage, Careful
deep,
with your
y'all so nasty.
I was talking about deep
No.
and married.
Yeah.
Deep and
That's what
married.
I assumed
That's
she
what-
meant.
I just
Lord,
want to know.
after the break,
I just want to
She
know.
needs some water.
Do you guys think the 80-20 rule is a good one? Does it make sense that?
Well, you
I
know
mean,
what?
it do,
think it
really
does.
honest, because
so, too.
I believe women have unrealistic stuff in expectations, especially from guys that go to work and have a 9 to 5. I think women are used, a lot of women now are used to the ballerific, mentality of he balling.
The people that they see on TV.
The people that they see on TV and he cashing you out, he paying all your bills. But at the end, at the end of the day, get some money.
And it's not like a relationship. though.
It's not, but at the end of the day, for real, honestly, when you get real grown, you want a real man. So all of that
You want
stupidity.
grown up stuff, like a man that can fix some stuff.
A man that can fix something, a man
Change
that,
the oil,
that
change
you
the
feel-
tire.
unclog my
when you
drain.
feel secure with
You know
him.
what? One of the number one complaints, I'm guilty of this. In my first marriage, I was young. You're not at home anymore. That was one of my biggest complaints, and I do believe that there has to be some balance. But when you are the 25-year-old wife versus the 46-year-old wife, listen, if you're gone and you're at work, I'll see you when you get back. I
was just about to
you a
say.
lunch? Do you need extra food?
Because are you working overtime?
Yeah, are you working overtime? All
Guess
right.
what? I have no complaints with no man trying to go get no job nowhere and
Have
stay
some
there.
balance in your relationship. Make sure we have
I
a
don't
date
have
night
a
or two every now
problem
and then, but
ever.
go ahead on
I
and be at
will
work.
never complain
That's a young
about.
thing.
But that's a
But
grown
that's
up.
a
That's a
different
grown up
age.
perspective.
Right.
Even when I was young, when I was married to my
I
first,
complained all the time.
I
I'm like,
never.
you're there every holiday. You do all the overtime. You're the first person they call for everything. Like, damn it, you have children and you have a wife, and they act like you don't have anything else going on in your life. Because he was literally always at work.
He was
Oh,
trying
no.
to provide.
He was.
He was.
However, now, and listen, I do see it a little bit different
Now.
But I still say there has to be balance. You do still have to do some relationship work, and you have
Well-
to be present with the person that you're in the relationship with.
I'm trying
do
to
that.
win.
Well-
I got to sacrifice something.
not
That's the part
sacrificing.
about
Well-
that's the part about compromising.
Well, this is the 80-20, but this is the 80-20 rule. So for you saying
Yeah.
I gotta win, but I'm
We
I'm
wanna
on the winning
win.
team. Right, I
We
want to be on
wanna
the winning
win.
team, but I definitely still need I need a date night every now and then.
Yeah.
But I want to get laid occasionally, and if you're
Yeah.
at work all the time, that can't happen.
You
So,
need to go to work.
Yeah,
Anyway,
make it happen.
let
I need to go
me
work.
just speak
That's
to
right.
the happily
On the
married
lunch-
women that's
on the
over
lunch break.
50. Right.
Yes, I've done that.
I have date night. However, I am
But
not.
but hey, wait a minute.
I am not.
That
Let
does
me
not-
finish.
No, it doesn't count.
Can I
because
finish?
You and your husband work in the same office a lot of the time, so y'all don't even have to make a date night to have a date night.
No,
Right.
that's but working and dating. As you already said in the last show, I work a lot.
You do.
However, I do have date night with my husband.
That's awesome.
And I purposely have date night with my husband because I do work a lot, not all the time.
Right, right.
But I do have date night with my husband. And I'm going to tell you something. Guess what? When you get to a certain age, I am not his mama.
Right.
He's not my daddy. And I don't refer to him as daddy. Because he cannot tell me what to do and I cannot tell him what to do. Only thing he asks from me is respect, and that's all the thing I want. Because I do work, not a lot, but I do work
Not all the time.
not all the
Not all the
time.
time.
So there are moments where I may be at the office until 8, 9, 10 o'clock.
Right.
But he's not my daddy. He can't say, you need to have your butt home, because that sounds like a
But
daddy.
you guys have a great relationship.
But we
and
have a great
understanding.
relationship, and I respect him, because if he's out with the boys and he's out, he loves to bowl, I don't tell him he has a curfew, he has to be home at a certain time.
I agree.
But when he comes home, I'm happy to see him at all times.
Right.
Happy.
All times, honey. All times.
But I agree with Cassandra
It makes
100%.
But this is a part of that dating thing. You have to make sure that you with what you
On the
you
same
talked about
page.
your relationship prior where the business was really good. You guys had a
My
really good-
ex-husband, we really had the business side of everything down. Now, I don't know why we couldn't apply that to the rest of it, but in the beginning, we really did. We would say, okay, one day, Friday, you can hang out with your girls. I can hang out with my, well, do you know, vice versa. I can hang out with my, he'd be with the fellas. Saturday, we would be together, and Sunday, it was family day. And we did that for years, and it just got away from us, you know.
And you know what? And it happens, but you have, let me tell you something. Home is first. My husband is first. So no matter all the stuff that I do, all the things that I think that I'm accomplishing, I have to always remember he's first. When I go home, I'm not the president, I'm not the CEO, I'm not the boss. I am his wife. So I take all of that off and leave it before I walk in the front door. And when I walk in the front door, I'm his wife. That's it. Whatever you want to do, what you want to do, what you want to eat, which, you know.
Right.
You know, and there are things that he wants to do that I definitely don't want to do, but I do it because it makes him happy.
That's it.
And he does a lot of things that I like to do that I know he wants no part of, but he does it because he knows it makes me happy. So I love serving my husband. I will write a book about it. It's coming out soon. Just give me a second.
Because I think that in real life, people have lost sight of old-fashioned values. And
I agree.
You just said, because people, here's what they mistake. You just said, he's not my dad, I'm not his mom. He cannot tell me what to do, I don't tell him what to do. However, I am his wife, because what you basically said is I know my place as his wife.
I did. But you know what?
And people don't understand that you can have both. They feel like if you say you know your place, that means you're allowing him to put his thumb on you and control you. And that's not what that is. It has nothing to do with that.
Can I say this? I was talking to a girl the other day, and she wants her Boaz. I want my Boaz. And I said, well, I have my Boaz, but you need to really understand what all that means.
What it comes
Because
with.
what she did was she served at his feet, and she hid his fault. Because if you remember the whole story about Boaz, he was drunk. And she hid his drunkenness. So, I'm not saying to hide his drunkenness, get him some help. But what I'm saying is I love to serve him. I love to serve my husband. It doesn't matter what it is. I love to serve him, whether I'm folding his shirts or I'm cooking his meals. I do it as I love to serve him. If he said, hey, can you go and hand me, I would love to do that. Let me stop and get it for you, because guess
you have
what?
To be eligible for a Boaz.
Right, you have to be eligible. Because if you like get it yourself, when you ain't ready for a Boaz, you want somebody else, a David or somebody, a Tyrone. You don't want a Boaz, so you need to really go back and read your Bible, not your DIY Bible, not your Walmart Bible, not the one you taped your scriptures together to make them feel. Well, they do. They do. And people just put scriptures, and pastors put scriptures together.
They just make it up.
Oh, okay. As they go along. Okay, gotcha. But for me, the 80-20 rule in my household is this. I got what I wanted. And I have a man that adores me, and there's a difference. And guess what? I adore the hell out of Tony. Oh, Lord, we're going to take a break.
Oh, Lord.
Whew, I'm feeling a break coming on.
How long of a break do you need?
Tony's
our producer.
Well, we may have to take a long break.
No, we
can't.
Okay.
5, 10. 17, 20.
1 minute.
Wow.
That's all it takes. Hey, you just never know what I can do in a minute. Hey, you just never know. We're going to go on with this 820. But anyway, no. You know what? We have to get to a point in our relationships that we're looking for, that we're in. And look at what you're doing. What are you doing for him?
That's the first thing.
Do you like what you're doing? You may not even like it. I don't like doing laundry.
But before you even get him, like, we're looking at the 80-20 rule, so are you preparing yourself to be someone's 80%? Right? Like, do you know what it takes to be a good woman, a good wife?
Well, I think before we get there, we need to ask us, what are you bringing to the table?
Right.
That's what we need to ask. That's what the problem is.
You want somebody,
are you 80%?
Because you want somebody to pay your bills and get your hair did, but are you even worth it?
Worth it, right? Right.
And that's what we need to talk about when we come back. And we'll be right back after these messages.
80-20
rule.
Who's talking about the 80?
and how we need to be.
Can I just say these ladies is crazy?
No, that was you. That was you. They don't know.
I'm sorry.
Whenever we have microphone issues, she's very soft-spoken typically. So when she speaks up loud, her
Her
posture,
eyes.
her eyes, everything. We're back.
So I am so sorry, but we're talking about the 80-20 rule, and we're gonna get through it. Next.
So what we were saying was, we need to make sure that we look at ourselves first. To make sure that while you're desiring a certain type of, since we're women, if you're desiring a certain type of man, you need to be the kind of woman who can attract the kind of man that you want. They say you have to be what you want, attract what you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want a man that works out? Get you some crunches on.
I agree with that.
Stop
I
attracting
agree with
these
that.
low life Negroes.
I used to really be really lazy. I ain't gonna lie. My children, they say certain things. I kind of get upset with them. And it's the truth. I used to call them to get stuff for me. And they used to look at me like, Mom, you can get it yourself.
Yeah, they don't understand. But we've been through that with our moms. Your mama did.
Well, look, we didn't have remote controls when I was
didn't.
growing up.
So
we
were. We were.
Get up and go turn. I'm like, but I'm in
And
the
then
washing
stand
dishes.
there through the commercial so she can figure out if that's what she wants to watch or not.
Yeah.
Or can you hand me the glass of water on the dresser right there? The dresser that was right across from you that was 3 rooms away from me? Sure.
My
And
mama
you-
called me from outside
That's
to,
right,
to go in past her in the kitchen and get her some water from outside.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not unheard of.
That's not
It's
unheard
not.
of
It's
in our
very
day.
common. It was very
But
common.
nowadays, people get upset. But just like you talked about that 20 rule, are you willing to do that in a relationship?
Right. And you need to be doing it in real life because you don't
Yeah.
want to. Then that's sending a representative. If you're doing it to start a relationship or to attract a relationship and then you stop,
Then you fake.
you're sending. That's fake. That's fake. And everybody hates the representative. Nobody. I fell in love with 2 representatives and married both of them.
Stop it.
So
See
you,
how that
so
works?
you may really want to take heed to the 80-20 rule before
Right.
you talk about
Yes.
marrying somebody. Because
Right.
first check you. Do you have
Have
the
it.
80%
And
that
then
you're
check
looking
them.
for?
Why don't
And
you-
then check them.
Why don't you go out on a date with the person? Stop sending somebody else.
Well, that would work. I don't send other people. I don't have a representative.
Stop going and eating salad.
don't know how to-
knowing you want chicken and fries.
Oh yeah,
For real.
I stopped that after a bad experience at 16.
I never did do
My
that.
first
Me
date,
neither.
I came home
Yeah.
hungry,
Baby,
and my mother
bring me
said,
good
"Didn't that
quality."
boy take you to eat?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. We went to the bowling alley." She said, "Don't they have food at the bowling alley?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, but I didn't eat." She said, "Why?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "Well, you're not gonna eat now. My kitchen closed at 9."
I know. I like that.
Girl, my mother did not play that. You're not dirty up dishes.
So
you're not
I
putting back out
learned
food.
early on that if you take me to dinner, we
I have
eat.
to
I'm
eat.
eating.
So whoever's taking Kimberly out, please go to the ATM.
Bring your
Get
good
some more
wallet.
money.
Bring
Or
your
just
good
have a
wallet.
good card.
Mhm.
They take
Because
cards.
she's
No.
gonna eat. So don't have her order from the salad
Now,
side.
and now you don't want to be the opposite person either. I have seen, and I think this is so disgusting, but the girl who thinks it's cute to go order lobster and order.
If
stuff
you
that they
can't
wouldn't
buy
even-
lobster yourself,
stuff that
don't
you don't
order
even
lobster
eat
on-
regularly. Don't do
especially
that.
order
first
what
date.
you can afford in your wallet.
Right.
Right.
And
Don't
just
do-
in case he don't pay.
And if it's
Do
what
you
if
have
it's
enough
what
to
you
pay?
really want and he's opened it up to you, that's different. But
Right.
don't make it a habit of just I'm just gonna use him if he
Because
whatever
that's
he's
not
gonna
the
spend, I'm gonna
80-20
make
rule.
him spend.
You're not worth 80.
You're not
Yeah.
even 20.
Because
But
if
see,
you order lobster and crab and you know you couldn't buy yourself lobster and crab
I
ever.
don't think it should matter whether you can
To buy
afford
it.
it or not. I think that you should not make it a habit. If a man takes you to a nice restaurant that offers steak and lobster, that means he can afford that.
Right.
But whether you can afford it or not, to me, is not the issue. But don't order it just because he's paying for it. If it's not what you want and you don't want to eat that, don't order up a bunch of stuff just to
That
see
you
him
don't
pay
want
for it.
to eat.
That's
Right,
so
yes.
Because I eat what I
stupid.
order.
Yeah.
But I just went
She
on a
makes
date last
sacrifices.
week, and
Do
you
it
know,
for
I
you.
was open to the gourmet place and the fancy smancy, but I was hungry as hell
Afterwards.
because they
Oh.
kept bringing all. And I'm fine. I know how to,
Did they
act
just
a
spritz
certain
it
way.
with some chicken?
They was just put a little sauce on it, and then it was just a little handful, 2 bites, it was over, and I was just looking at him, and he was like, "Does it taste nice?" I said, "It tastes wonderful, but I am hungry." If that man comes out here one more time with
a pretty plate.
A plate full of
piece plate,
sauce.
a piece of plate, and no for real food on that
With
plate,
some parsley on some sauce.
he thought that was so funny, and I said, "Can we go get a corn dog? Because I'm still hungry." But and it was wonderful and elegant. We had very nice vintage wine and everything.
Ambiance.
But my ass was hungry.
Mm, mm.
So,
Well, at least
Hey,
you were honest with me.
but you didn't send your representative. You
No,
let
she
him
was
know.
real.
I let
This
him
is
know.
not what I do. I would like
And I'm
some
sure
real
he
food.
appreciated
And
it.
that's
yeah,
really
he
good.
found it quite funny. He said, you know what, you are so funny. Well, you want to go get something to eat? I said, sure, we can go down here to this, get a corn dog, and then I'll be
I just need to supplement that. I don't need a whole meal. I just need to supplement. But that's how people get to know the real you. So now he'll know that really wasn't her
He
place.
know,
I didn't
yeah.
take my baby with her and get some steak.
Yes, we gonna go to the steakhouse.
Well, they
this
serve a
week.
full meal at least.
Right.
Yes.
That appetizer plate
Not
disguised
the
as an
pretty
entree.
piece
It's
of
not cute.
And bless his heart, he's probably spent $700 something. I was like, ooh, Lord, I should
was
go
trying
back
so hard to
there.
impress
I
you.
wanted to go back there and smack the mess out of that chef and all of his
Who
workers.
y'all playing with back here?
You put
Where's the food? Where's the rest of my
Where's
plate?
the beef?
putting a
Where's my
half
plate?
a square of lettuce on there.
And charging me
I'm
like
not
it's
even
something
lying.
real.
It was so pretty. I didn't even want to eat some
And
of
they
the stuff.
sprayed some chicken.
And it looked like they sprayed a little butter on it too. I was like, if they don't do something with this piece of mess,
Not a piece of chicken, but they sprayed
Sprayed
some
some
chicken.
they
chicken.
sprayed it. They
Yeah.
sprayed it.
The essence of chicken.
The essence of chicken. That's what
I was so
I'm gonna
damn
get some
hungry.
I
perfume like that.
smell
Maybe I could get
chicken,
a
but it
man.
ain't really chicken. It's
I
just
was
the
so
essence.
damn hungry.
So
ain't
listen,
never
I want to
had
know this. How does one know if they are not an 80% person?
Ooh.
When you self-check, like what are some signs? Because in real life, what has not changed is people and what people like. If you ask, I don't care what age group of men you line up and ask them what they like in a woman, there's going to be a handful of things that they are all going to say.
Yeah.
Sex, food, and respect. Don't cheat on me and lie to me.
Look, if you feed them, feed them.
And feed them what though? Can you tell the people what about the feeding? Because they don't know.
My husband loves what I cook, so I don't know what you cook.
Right.
But what you know, most people don't want. If you have most guys who are
Ask
single,
them
they
what
eat
they
out.
like. You
They
ask
already
them.
eat out to live.
You ask him, what do you
What
like
do you
to
like?
Thank you.
eat? And then
that's
if you
what my
don't
mama
know,
used to make.
find somebody you can go on Periscope or somewhere.
Pinterest has a million recipes.
Even Facebook. I like
Even
some
But that's
Facebook.
the other thing about getting someone who is like-minded. Because if they eat like you,
Now,
and we do the same type of things, then you already have
It's
that
easy.
covered.
Yeah,
I know
in my
we eat the
first
same
marriage,
stuff.
I thought that was the answer. The first day we came home from the honeymoon, I cooked chicken, pork chop, steak, shrimp, potato salad, macaroni. I cooked everything that was available.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Why did you do that?" I just wanted cereal every day. I didn't understand that, but that's what he wanted. So
Did this fella happen to play video games often?
no, he didn't play video
Shocking.
games at all.
Shocking.
So I went to the store and I bought
But
7
he likes
boxes
cereal.
of Captain Crunch and some Fruit Loops and Sugar Smacks. That's what he liked.
I'm done with
And
you.
5 gallons of milk because
Did
he
she
would get a
say
mixing
Sugar
bowl.
And-
Sugar
and-
Smacks.
wow.
Sugar Smacks.
That's the good stuff though, dude.
That's good. That's delicious.
You can't do Sugar Smacks.
Super sugar
Ooh, I
smacks were
love
the
Sugar
bomb.
Smacks.
And
Girl.
the Captain
And
Crunch.
every Captain Crunch.
Every
remember
Captain Crunch.
Quest? the little Martian
snap
on the-
crackle pop.
No, Quest with the little Martian on the
Oh,
bottom.
we didn't
You
have
need to
that.
go
Was it
back.
the chocolate chip cookie?
No.
Now, was it the off-brand
It
one?
tastes like Sugar Smacks.
Okay.
Sugar
Oh,
Smacks,
all right,
there
okay.
you
In the
go.
bag. In the bag.
No.
'Cause it was
in
one
a
in the
box. A blue box. Quest had he was a little Martian with a
I don't
little
know
thing.
Quest.
It was
Yeah.
Google
Like
it.
seen on TV. You know, the bootleg one.
I'm pretty sure that is something else we should be talking about. So, the Sugar Quisp man that you married the first time, did you ask him any questions prior to about what he liked, wanted?
No, I did not. I assumed. So that's why when he came home, I cooked everything. I know he liked chicken or fish. We didn't sleep together. We didn't live together before we got married. So I assumed because my mom cooked
That's what
everything
you
for
knew.
my dad. When he came home, he said, "Well, I don't really want you to cook like that because I love cereal. If I could just have cereal 6 days a week, I would be happy." So I went to the grocery store and
Damn,
stocked
that's
up.
easy. Shoot, I'd have been winning. Here you
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm worried about diabetes at this point. You
Right.
want cereal all week?
That's what he want. That's what he got.
Good
Now
Lord.
hold on.
Hey,
got-
we
hey, I
added
ain't
the
trying to make your
please.
life difficult.
I
added
just
the
think we
please,
have to
too.
figure out
That's what you
what
But you have to ask
what
questions.
you're willing to do.
But you have to
First
ask
of all, what am I
questions.
willing to do for you?
Now, let's
Man.
flip that because I have a friend. I had a friend who dated this guy that she was madly in love with. And he
Yes.
told her what he required, not what he wanted.
What
He
required.
wanted her to pee on him. but he was into that, and she wasn't into
Just
that.
disappeared.
Well, I'm just being honest, y'all. But my whole point in all of that is, you have to ask questions.
You need to have some
You
serious
need to
conversation.
find out. Hey, I think who a person is right now has everything to do with their past,
I agree.
the situations they've gone through, and how
Their
they
upbringing.
handled them, their upbringing, and where they are today. Some people are into that. Some people are not. Look how you. Obviously, you're not into that. I'm not into. But my girlfriend was like, "Oh my God, he's great."
Praying.
And he told her if she could do that 6 days a week, he would be happy. Well, she felt it was disgusting.
It was.
Of course.
Well, so that means you need to ask.
What
Use
is
your
that
words.
face for?
You gotta learn how to ask.
Because I was trying to figure out a way to say, let's go to break. And after this break, we'll discuss something that has nothing to do with peeing on anyone.
No.
We'll be back.
See you in a minute.
You've thought about it, dreamed about it, and prayed about it. Starting your own business. Well, you can do it, and you don't have to do it alone. No matter what your business, Genesis Preferred Solutions will help you succeed. Here's Cassandra Bradford.
We're a Christian organization designed to help you succeed at what God has called you to do.
Genesis Preferred Solutions will help you avoid the pitfalls, fears, and costly mistakes first-time businesses often make. They'll guide you through the proper forms and help surround you with wise counsel.
We partner you with other people that can help you become successful. We want to do the paperwork for you so you don't have to.
And Genesis Preferred Solutions offers free training and seminars designed to promote success through the Word of God.
Put action to the plan that you have.
You are the best at what you do. So let's get started. Call Genesis Preferred Solutions now and ask about a tailor-fitted package for you. 800-718-2425. That's 800-718-2425. Church leaders, call today to schedule an exciting free seminar for your church or group. 800-718-2425. Go online to genesispreferred.com and do your own business by the book.
Hey guys, we are back. Thank you so much for coming back to Sisters Unedited. We have been talking about the 80-20 rule and a lot of other things. So to recap, the 80-20 rule.
Come on, stay with
Stop
it.
it.
Stay with it.
The 80-20 rule is if you are with someone who has 80% of the things that make you happy and satisfy you, and they're missing 20%. Yeah, you stay. I would think you stay.
It depends on what that 20%. Be careful about the 20%. Because if any of your main deal breakers are in the 20%, you want to steer clear.
And you have to first, we said, decide if you are 80%. Like
Yeah.
whoever you're looking for, you
Right.
need to reflect what it is you want from them, I think.
I agree.
Right.
So, having said that, I think we all agree that there is some conversation that has to be had with whomever you're going into a relationship with, because if they're an atheist and you don't know until after you get married,
It's a problem. Because dating is not sex and dinner. Dating is actually having conversations, meeting the family, finding out about their religious beliefs.
I disagree with what you just said. Date is not dinner and buying you purses.
My bad.
okay.
And screwing. Because they're getting in pretty quick. I'm just saying. That's not what courting is. If you're looking for a serious relationship, that's, okay, let's do it like this. That's dating. But courting is a totally different thing. If you're looking for an outcome, if you're looking for a long-term situation, dating is not what you should be doing. Courting is what you should be doing.
Can I say something about this dating thing in this new
Sure.
generation? I'm married. Let's put that out there.
Clearly.
But I have a friend who, just today she called me. She said she met this guy, great guy, wonderful guy. They've had 3 conversations on the phone. They were talking about setting up a date. And he went ahead and sent her a picture of his private parts. I said, well, now that's public information and you can share that with everybody on Facebook and Instagram.
You do.
If you send it to me, I'm sharing it.
Be careful with that.
I'm sharing
I don't understand men that share their junk in a picture.
Ladies do it too.
Ladies do it too.
Oh, they said spreading the eagle, baby. Sending, okay, doing creative
Bust it
haircuts
wide
for you,
open.
bust it wide open and send it right to you.
Really?
It's disgusting.
Are they using like the hand sanitizer on the phone?
Probably not.
Anyway,
That's why I tell people don't put them cell phones
with
up
that
to your
being
face.
said, we're going to go ahead and close out the 80-20 rule, and we're going to hope that you guys are out there communicating well, because that is the real bottom line. Communicate well, self-check.
And use hand sanitizer.
But do self-check. Make sure that you build yourself up to be what you want to
They
attract.
have to use hand
I agree
sanitizer
with
because
you.
men had to use something to send that selfie to her.
I agree with you. I said, and use hand sanitizer.
A lot of it. You have to specify.
Well, we have to
So
go.
make sure
We
it's
have
nice
to go
enough
into.
for other people to see. Don't send me nothing that you.
See, no, left turns. We're gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
We're having some ADHD at the table. What we would like to do at this point,
illness, right?
right? That was last week. We're here. So
Mental illness is more than a week long.
we have something fun though. Our
What?
next topic is fun.
What?
It's gonna go into something fun. We're talking
Like
about
what?
fashion. We all like fashion.
Well,
We all like
Kimberly's
she's all
fashionable.
accessorized and
She's a
she's
blue
accessorizing her muscles and
She's
everything.
still celebrating.
And somebody is wearing straight dresses now because she got a little physique
Girl,
trying to get a
you gotta
thing in
watch now.
check.
This one right
It's a
here.
problem. It's a
You
problem.
better watch it.
It's a problem.
She's
It's
Show them something. That's all I'm saying.
Show me something, because I've been walking.
Okay.
Yes, you have, and I can tell.
I've been walking.
You look amazing. in real
And
life.
we're walking. I hope to see you on July 2nd.
And I need to walk more so that when it comes to fashion, I can have a little more flexibility in my closet. Because if you aren't where you want to be, get there.
Well, aren't you doing videos about
I am.
weight loss? and
We're
all
doing a
that stuff?
challenge. Thanks for bringing
As
that
a
up.
matter
I'm
of
on
fact, are
Facebook. Tara Lindsay Porter on Facebook.
Yes.
Well, you brought it up. You brought it up. And we were doing a challenge, and I am losing
She
weight.
has a long finger. Did you see that? I did.
It's the long fingernail. It's the nails that kind of fashion. Fashion. This is called the coffin shaped nail. Okay.
Why? Because it looks like a coffin.
Yes, precisely.
Some died. Okay. So,
Something had to die.
fashion. Let's talk about fashion. You know what? I went to an event recently.
Okay.
I went to an event recently, and I'm a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have mother tendencies. And so if I wear a belt necklace or take off my shoe, it doesn't matter if it's a stiletto or not, I am prone to use it
As
A weapon.
as a weapon of discipline.
Yeah.
A weapon
Amen.
of discipline.
Not just a stranger.
Because I see potential in certain women, but when you
way to use fashion, I like it.
think about it, you're a mother.
I've done it.
I went to your daughter's dance thing. Saw some kids there I wanted to whoop.
You should have taken off at least 2 of your shoes because I saw some of those same children. None of them were mine, clearly, but.
But in fashion, you know what? In certain age groups, and I understand it's fashion, you sag. But I went to an event recently,
hoping
and
nobody
what
would say that
bothered
word.
me was I saw this beautiful little girl. She was the cutest young lady. She was over 19. She was beautiful. At an event that you were at, Tara, and she stood up and her pants fell down.
Oh, Lord.
Now, they were already shorts. I didn't know you can wear Daisy Dukes and sag at the same time.
Be surprised what they do.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, did I just see the crack of her behind?
And, we're gonna
And
go
there
over
was
the
a
end.
young man that was sitting next to her, and he went, because he's a man.
Well, you can't miss it. Yeah, you got your butt out.
And she pulled him up, but she kept talking. So I got confused at what she was talking about, because I was too focused on how could I get to her to whoop her.
But you know what? When did now sagging started mostly with rappers and guys?
No,
But a
sagging
lot of
started
girls.
in jail.
It started in
Yeah,
jail, but I'm
in
saying
the
with
general
males.
population outside the free world.
Right, yeah.
it
But
was
it translated
men.
out here. But it's mostly been men. But now there are a
Girls
lot
are
of
doing
girls doing it.
Very girly girls, not
And
like,
how do you
Yeah.
sag tight pants? If your pants are like the sweats that they wear that's like tight around your
Yeah.
ankles and they pull them down on purpose to make them sag, what the hell
That's not fashion.
is going on around
That's
here?
disgusting laziness.
I told a young guy one time, he was kind of thick built, so he had some cakes.
now see you've already gotten hate mail.
And I said,
about
it's
that.
okay.
I
And I'm
don't-
okay
see,
with
she
it.
likes
I'm
hate
all right.
mail.
I'm okay.
Hey, it is what it is.
I'm not afraid.
People gonna hate on something.
But I was trying to help the guy. I told him, I said, listen, clearly you don't know where this fad came from, penitentiarization. This is where it comes from. I
You
said,
meant that's from your book. Your
my book,
dictionary
my
game?
dictionary.
Okay.
So since it comes from the penitentiarization, I watched a video with an older guy who said, yeah, I like men. You know what I'm talking about? I like men. He said, I like booty. He said, I sure do. He said, and I tell them when they come in here and they sagging like that, I tell them, well, you can either do this the easy way or you can do the hard way, but I'm going to get it either way. So I told the young man about this older guy. I said, do you realize that people like that eventually get released from prison? And do you realize that you walk around here with this really big, juicy, rotund behind, with these pants sagging, you're drawing a lot of attention that
To your
I'm
backside.
positive that you don't want. And you a young man, I promise you, that dude that was on that video, I was nervous for you. And every other young man walking around here sagging because he's telling you, I takes what I want. And if you're putting it out there, you're advertising it, you're bringing in, you know, you're bringing in attention that you shouldn't want.
A lot of booty.
Yeah, you did talk about the hips of the men in Texas.
No,
She
no,
did.
please don't.
Now she going back to the hate mail even further.
Don't take her
You
back.
did talk about the men in Texas.
It's
have
not
big hips.
fashionable. It's not. I told my daughter, I said, if you ever bring a boy around that's sagging, I'll choke you till you pass out.
They have big hips in Texas. The men got.
They got hips and ass.
But where should it be though?
It should be covered.
It should be covered. Bottom line, that's not fashionable.
It should be covered. I don't want to know your hourglass.
I don't want to know that you have an hourglass. That is disgusting. But you ever just wanted to go up to somebody in public and go behind them and just grab their bra straps and just jack them up?
Yeah.
I want to do it all the
I
time.
threw all my mama bras away and bought her all new ones.
I just want, like, this is a hefty rack,
Right,
and I can see that you got something sturdy going on. You just, I'm just saying.
I'm not even part of that conversation.
You guys are jacked up pretty well as well. This is the good bra
I have a
crew.
saggy titty pet peeve. I'm sorry.
It just shouldn't happen.
I hate it.
It just shouldn't happen.
And it messes up fashion. If you buy a really, really bomb outfit and then you got saggy titties and the wrong panties. See, I'm a panty person. Titties, breasts. They're titties when they're hanging down to your knees.
I don't agree.
They're only breasts.
They're breasts when you pull them up, and they're stupid.
I
like that. Don't a good sip of water is great after every great comment.
Filtered water is delicious. Astute breasts.
And on that note,
well,
I want to talk more. That's a serious pet peeve, and I think
why
that
is it
more
that ladies
people,
now have their bras showing? What is this?
Well, we're gonna go to break, and when we come back, I think that we need to start a movement. You know, I have my movement. We need to start a movement.
Let's do it
about this underwear thing, and I think it should come with tickets and handcuffs. If you do not join the movement, you may be cited with tickets and slammed on your face. Heck yeah.
To the fifth power.
Heck
from
yeah.
Chicago on it. We're going to put a south side on it.
Well, we got to come.
We Chirac
with
Detroit. Yeah. I think we
Detroit
should have a panty patrol. And if your undergarments are not right.
Save it. We got to come back. We're going to take a break. We rolling though. You see the juice is flowing. We'll be right back.
Ladies, join us for this year's Run Women's Conference, July 23rd, 2016 at 8 a.m. with our special guest, Sheila E. Yes, you heard us right, the Grammy Award winner, Sheila E. Looking to be empowered, motivated, and encouraged? Look no further. Join me along with thousands of women as we reset our goals and aim for higher heights in our business and within ourselves. That's the Run Women's Conference 2016. Want a little more glamour in your life? Join us July 23rd at 8 p.m. at Gilley's for more Sheila E. with her live band. For more ticket information, log on to runconference.org or text the letters RWC to 313131. Get your tickets now.
We are back. Most of us. We are back. We were talking about fashion. Okay, so guys, if you can hold
apologize.
I'm sorry, Cassandra. You guys don't know what happened on the commercial. I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. I'm gonna be more careful about what I say because sometimes they can be taken out of context. So I'm sorry.
The wrong way.
Only by certain people.
But I apologize. So I'm being politically correct. Okay, so listen, fashion. What about the trends that go hand in hand with injuries?
Injuries.
What about this fad? These waist trainer things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Do you see how tight these things are?
And they are moving their organs.
They are moving their organs. Literally.
Yeah. Your kidneys are kissing your liver, and that's not supposed to happen.
That's not supposed to happen.
Well, I know
for the sake of waistline.
For some girdles, it does push your girls up.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
different.
that's
That's
your
your outside.
Well, now I saw a girl the
A
other
girdle
day.
is all
Instead
up.
of her
Yeah.
girls facing forward, they were facing up. I was like, I don't know if that's supposed
not
to be
right. You know,
that way.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, something
That probably
was
was
wrong.
too small. or
But let me
something.
tell you, I call him the death dealer because I
Yeah, that's
can't.
not okay.
If you, the reason why you lose weight and you get that waistline, because you can't eat with that thing
Or
on.
breathe.
You can't breathe. You got.
Yeah, that's not healthy though.
And it's not healthy.
And they spend several hours doing it. And then what about the fad of the rib removal?
Now I was thinking about
That's
that.
real. People remove
I've
rib.
never
Oh,
heard
heck
that
yeah.
before.
Yeah, if I crack this bottom one and take it out of the way, that just gives you room to go in.
Yeah, yeah, I was
Further.
thinking about that.
People
Well,
do
hell,
it.
I
But
gotta
I
go to
need
Dr.
those.
Miami.
God,
to
give
get
it
my
to
You don't
me.
need that. You
I
don't
don't
need
We gotta
it.
get.
No,
we gotta
ma'am.
work our way down.
She
So it's
said
some
I don't
steps.
need it.
We don't need that rib. We don't need it at all.
I thought she was saying you don't need the procedure.
Okay, hold on.
You saying she doesn't need
Now,
her rib.
when I see you eating some
Keep your
ribs,
rib.
I'm gonna say you don't
Keep
need
your
that rib, Kimberly.
Keep
Well, we talking about the kind that are inside, not the kind that came
same
home.
difference.
Keep your
I don't know about all that. God put it there. You might as well
I'm
just
keeping
do
He,
it.
well, he put,
Yeah.
he
Yeah, you
put
gotta
other
be-
stuff there that you could get. My appendix is gone and I'm all right. I think I could get rid of some ribs and be fine. Just saying.
Change the channel if you have children watching this show right now.
I'm just saying it does.
Okay. What
small.
about the shoes?
What about the shoes?
Now I have
Okay.
seen
Are
a
people
million.
wearing too small shoes?
No, I'm talking about these
Here?
heels, girl.
Yes.
No,
Here?
no, I'm talking about the
Oh, the
heels,
6,
like the
8
6
inch.
and 8 inch shoes. How many times have you seen a fashion show and somebody falls?
Oh
On
my
the
God, I
runway?
have one
because
saved
they're
on my
putting them
phone
in some
right now.
they're putting them in some really unreasonable shoes.
I'm gonna show you
Okay,
guys a
first
break.
of all, certain shoes.
You can't even erect your body up on 8 inch
Certain
shoes.
shoes
It's
are
just not okay.
inappropriate for work, and I understand you want to show
Oh,
your
say
artistic
it.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
But
don't do
unfortunately,
If you're not getting paid for your artistic
if you
side,
don't own that company and it's owned by an older person,
I don't care who's
you
owned
out
by.
of order because they're gonna fire you.
It could be owned by a younger person. If you don't own that company, you need to just follow suit.
So
Right.
I don't understand why they wearing stripper shoes to work anyway.
I don't like that stripper shoes.
I don't. So you know what? But you know what? If I had to choose, I'll take the stripper shoe over the tennis shoes or the flip flops at work.
Yeah.
Because they're still
I don't
trying to
wear
look
flip-flops,
professional. Just because
yeah.
they want to wear the. Now, to me, if you're walking like a duck and you can't erect your body on it,
Right.
it's the wrong shoe for you.
That's
anyway.
my thing.
That-
Just
that's
because
why
it
I'm
is
not-
You should teach a
fashion
class
doesn't
on
mean
how
you.
long
I should.
Yeah,
I should.
doesn't mean you can wear it just because they are made in your size.
It's nothing funnier than watching a woman walk in a shoe that's not right for her. I love. If you ever just sit at the mall.
Oh my lord.
First of all, that is the stupidest place in the
that such a
world
word?
to wear
It's
heels.
stupid, it's a word.
In my dictionary it is. It's the
that
stu-
in a
it's the
football
very,
game. I have seen them in
It's
football
the
games.
dumbest because you're trying to catch you a player. They trying to you know that's
You will not
strategic.
catch me in high heels at a football game.
Never.
I'm so for
I
sure.
didn't. No.
That's
Not
why-
unless you are driving me out onto the green
Right.
in
where
a
I can
buggy,
sit right
and
into
I
my
can get
seat.
right out and sit on the bench with them
I'm not
and
even
never
gonna do
move.
that.
That's
I don't have my
ridiculous.
flat shoes.
That's ridiculous.
I like to watch.
It's
football.
cold outside. I'm having my boots on.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Well, they do.
Well,
that.
let me tell you
I've
what
been seeing
what
a lot of
my
shoes.
issue is with fashion.
Okay.
I don't understand why I need to see the color of your bra.
Oh, your underwear. Those are undergarments. Period.
Because I was taught that it was under your wares.
Under.
Right.
But I need
That's
to
why
see
they
your
named it
bra.
Under your wear.
And I'm not understanding. Oh, I'm not understanding why. Let me talk about thongs. And we talked about this on another show.
The death dealer.
Thongs do not go inside.
That's a false
And
statement.
hold on.
That's a false statement.
You're supposed
Because
to
you
buy.
can't have a
let me-
string
let-
on the outside of you.
Some thongs when you buy a thong, they're not supposed to. If you wear a medium, your thong should not be a medium. It should be a large.
The reason that the fabric is made like that is to go between your cheeks.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's to
it
lay gently there.
What
It's
kind of
not
ass
to
are you
go
talking
in
about?
there. If it goes in there and it hurt when you sit
No,
there,
we're not talking about
too
hurt.
little.
We're not
Yeah,
talking
not
about
to
and it
the
hurt.
hurt.
I'm sorry, I'm supposed to hit the table.
All
Sorry.
of
We're
But
not
if it
talking about it
fits-
hurt. If it fits, it is supposed to be in between
Well,
the
I'm
crack
sorry,
of your
I worked
butt.
on
Because the whole point is to get rid of any kind of visible
Penny
penny
line.
line.
I
So
said
if you have a
it's to
string
lay
down the
gently
crack of
but
crack
you
in your
won't
butt.
see it if it lays gently.
Let me tell you what happens to me. Let me tell you my personal experience about what you're saying. Okay?
It don't lay gently.
I've seen
I
her
have
from
had-
behind, and I
no.
can tell you, ain't nothing laying
lay
gently
gently.
on that ass.
And if it's not,
in
but
there.
let me tell you what happens if it's not all the way in there. Then it's somewhere in between your cheeks,
Yes.
and it is rubbed
But it
off to
should not
hell
be-
when you get home
But
and
it
irritated
should
and
not
raw.
be. That's because it's too little.
No, that's not.
If
I know
it's
what size drawers I
irritated and
wear.
raw, That's because it's too
No,
little.
listen to what I just said.
I'll go with
You're
you.
not listening.
I'll go
You're
with
not
you.
listening.
I
I
ain't
said if it is
Mine fit
between,
fine. I
if
don't
it's
know
not all the
about
way in, if it's just between the butt cheeks too far out, it will cause irritation.
Let me tell you something.
It's too little.
Next
F
fashion
around
trend.
and get that in there and it gets stuck in something, a piece of hair or something. It'll bring a tear to your eye.
Ingrown
You
hair.
let yours get wrapped around.
Just wrap around.
I cannot.
Oh, no,
I
talk show.
cannot.
Oh,
Talk
no,
about
that's-
something else.
I
Can we
cannot.
talk about the wrong color pantyhose? Who's still wearing pantyhose?
Whoa, Lord.
I
If
saw
you
a
are
lady the other
under
day.
60, you
If
should
you
not
wear
be.
coffee pantyhose, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
Okay, listen. They're getting out of hand. We're going to switch gears. Cassandra, I have something I know you want to talk about.
Don't you wear no coffee.
You know, listen, we need a moment of silence.
Speaking of coffee pantyhose,
Speaking of pantyhose
Ooh,
and pumps,
fishnet.
And
we have to send out an amazing shout out to Prince. We are all
Yes, the purple.
huge fans. And when you talk about fashion, you cannot not talk about
That
Prince.
man can dress.
And he could
I'm
push the
just talking
envelope
about
like no man ever
and
could.
nobody ever questioned
People
him.
respected
Nobody
him.
ever
Not even
questioned
men.
him.
Butt cheeks out and all.
High heel
I remember
boots
that.
And
and
all.
I
Ruffled
taped that
shirts.
show on VHS.
And he did his thing too.
With that yellow jumpsuit on, and he turned around and gave it to him. I said, "Ooh, rewind."
Oh my
Yes.
God.
And nobody ever
Life
questioned
will
his
never be the
fashion
same.
sense. Period.
nobody ever questioned his sexuality because everybody, all
Because-
the rumors from all the groups.
Oh, I believe he was a fence jumper. I believe he was definitely very fluid sexually. Oh, I believe he was. Look back at some of his videos and footage and just sit back with an open mind and see what you really see. You love him like I do, so you don't want to see it, but the reality is it's there. And it's
Because
there.
I've had dreams, so
I know.
can't.
I did too.
And he could probably
I did
fulfill
too.
all those
Oh, he
dreams
could.
for
Which
you
is why-
and,
which is why he could be-
and the people on the other side of the
That's
field.
why he could be sexually fluid, because he was
My
really
name
great.
was Nikki for years. I
But
don't know. I
but
was
Nicholas
Philip
was Nikki also, so we don't know if
Will
he's
you
talking
shut
to
up?
you.
I'm
or-
talking about me. I'm talking about
I'm
me.
just saying.
So, speaking
So-
of Prince,
Okay.
We not gonna do
Oh yes, Sheila E. is coming to Dallas. How many of you know that Sheila E. wrote? I can't tell it because we're gonna do a prize later. But she wrote several songs with Prince.
So many
Yes.
songs with him.
How many did you know? How many of you know that,
If you
that
don't
she
put
was
that
in love
fan
with
down,
him?
Oh, she always loved
She said
him,
it in
and
the
she
interview.
says
She
it.
said
She
it.
was in love with him.
who wouldn't be? He's
But
awesome. I
that
love
girl can play those percussions,
She
those
can.
drums.
She
She
can.
can do
Bad to the
something with
bone. I
them
know.
on both
Bad to the bone.
them anyway, them bongos.
And she still looks amazing. I just have
Oh
to
my
say
God,
that.
I
And she
can't wait to
looks
see her in person.
amazing.
Shout out to Aging Well.
She
She
says
looks
if you
amazing.
read her article in AARP, she says she drinks red wine and eats chocolate
I'm
every
gonna
day.
have a sip of water on that.
And I said, oh my God, if I can do that, I want to go to the lake of, what did Prince say in that movie? What was the name of that river? Of, go dunk yourself in the
Right.
river of something. They don't know because they're not true Prince fans.
Raspberry beret.
Yeah, whatever. And so anyway, listen, Sheila E. is coming to Dallas. Oh my God, July 23rd, she'll be here all day long. She's speaking at the Run Women's Conference July 23rd at 8 a.m. And then
8
she'll be performing that night at 8 p.m. at Gillies in near Southside Lamar
On the
in
23rd,
Dallas on the
that- the night?
23rd that night
Cool.
with her 8-piece band. Let me tell you, I'm taking dancing lessons.
I can't
Just
wait.
in case one
I'm
of her
just wearing my
dancers-
tennis shoes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Honey,
I'm
I'll be
partying.
ready.
I'm
I'm gonna be
partying.
ready just in case. And I know Kimberly is our diva of ceremony.
She is.
I am.
However, in case something happened to Kimberly, I'll be ready.
Listen.
Well, I'm just gonna speak, but I want my tennis shoes on so
At
I can,
night?
because the party
I
is
even got
going
my
to be
outfit.
for the night.
Oh yes,
You
honey.
ready?
Y'all better be careful. I'm gonna be Cuban all the
Now
way.
you're not
honey.
gonna have any of those
Not
shoes we
Cuban.
talked about.
Shut up.
Don't wear your cube. Don't wear.
Consuelo will be here.
That's
in
right.
the building.
I will be here, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait. And
Where
I'm
can
gonna
I
tell you
get
something.
tickets?
I was just
You
about
can
to
get
ask that.
tickets from. You go to concert.runconference.org.
Where?
Concert.runconference.org.
O-R-G.
And I'll tell you, go on Facebook, find it. Look me up. I'm Cassandra Bradford on Facebook. Go to the Run Conference, Run Women's Conference on Facebook. It's on there. Go to Tara's page.
www.styleandmotivation.com. On my events page, all that information is there.
Go to Kimberly Lindsay on Facebook. Go to Shamika. It's on all of
It's
our
on
pages.
all of our pages.
I'll tell
If you're not there, you just don't want to be there because
Exactly.
we have the information.
I have
flooding
been
the system.
practicing
You ready?
the glamorous life.
And look, I want to tell anybody who knows me and is following Fire Fitness, if you get your ticket For the Run Women's Conference to come see Sheila E., you'll get a free swag bag from Fire Fitness. So get your tickets before they're gone.
Awesome. Okay. If you're giving something, I'm giving something.
Give something.
If they get their Run Women's Conference ticket and I see the proof that you purchased it, you can come in and get a hair salon visit, and you can save, how much should I give them off?
I think at least 20%.
Hell, let's make it 25%.
25%.
I got the book tomorrow.
25% off if you show me that you've purchased your ticket.
Oh.
You can find all my information on my website, styleandmotivation.com.
You know you need your hair to please.
And you'll
don't
need to
show
see
up.
me after you see her, trust me.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
because she
right.
gonna work you out and make you sweat.
Yeah.
I feel
Impress
bad
will
because
make
I
you
have
sweat
nothing
too.
to give. But just come.
They'll see you there.
You'll be
They'll
there.
see you there.
Because you know if you're thinking about Prince, you're sweating right now.
Right.
And we can help with that.
And she can help you with all kind of stuff and
Tighten
jaw.
the edges
yeah.
up.
Yeah, careful stuff I can help them with now. You
Well,
gotta
I
say
was
you-
talking about
I know, I
hair.
just wanna make
Okay,
sure
ladies.
I was
We
so
have
ready.
had a wonderful show.
Yes,
We
we
have
have.
enjoyed each other
Here's
thoroughly.
to Prince.
Here's to Prince.
And here's to
We miss
the
you,
Run
Prince.
Women's Conference.
Conference.
We'll see you next week.